Dr. Flo, not telling you what I heard, but what I know. What I know is that you're loved and lovable. You've always been loved and lovable, and you're going to be loved and lovable for the rest of your days. And how you feel about your loved and lovable nature today is going to determine the rest of your life, essentially. I represent Love in Action Network. Every day on the planet, we encourage, equip, and empower bold dreamers and bold believers in love to follow their bliss by using their time, talent, and treasure for good on the planet. I'm joined every week on Sundays on Root Chakra Day by the fabulously talented and amazing Tara Paolo Studio. Introduce yourself to the folks today.
Hi, Poppy Wata. Hello, y'all. I am Tara Priolo. I am your resident Black, biracial, multi-passionate musician. I talk about the ish that nobody wants to talk about and push you to do the same. I am currently trying to figure out why my Instagram just went away and will not let me press go live. So let me know if I'm still here or not, because I feel like my internet is breaking. But anyway, hopefully I'm here. I feel like my camera is wild. Anyway, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. And if you all are interested in the chakra, we had a really great conversation last night in the Dr. Flo family reunion. Someone did bring up the chakras. And so if you are interested in delving deeper into all of the chakras that we go over here, I heard rumor, I think a while ago, that there's actually 9, but we do 7 here in Love in Action Network every single week. But if you're interested in diving deeper, you could either go listen to all of the podcasts, or perhaps you might want to come on and talk about one of them, or take a day of boost. We would always love to have more guests and more people on here. And of course, like every time I get on here, y'all just heard my text messages. Every time I get up on the internet, people be texting me. So I am now in Do Not Disturb, and Dr. Flo is sharing this with the Love in Action WhatsApp community. That is where we flare for most things when we are live, as well as when we do post daily boosts on the what's the thing called? On the Substack. It's where I was getting to. It's like, I don't know what anything is called anymore. And there's also much more than just the daily boosts on the Substack. There is also Deconstruction Junction, as well as Dr. Flo's newest blog. I can't remember what the title of this last one was, but I know it was about freedom, if I remember correctly.
Dr. Flo's Freedom Toolkit.
See? I knew freedom was in there. And hello, Loretta. It's lovely to see you. We've got one of our Love in Action service members in the comment section today. It is really nice to have you and have some participants. Did you introduce yourself? I was trying to figure out my Instagram. So, okay, perfect. And you said we are springing back to last week to do the crown chakra. So we are actually starting in the I know, I understand to wrap up Thankful Hearts Week. Dr. Flo, did you want to talk a little bit about the crown chakra? And we can read some.
Yeah, I can launch us right on in. So we take everybody from the root chakra to the crown chakra every week as part of Poppy Waters and the House of Mommy Waters 7-day pillar challenge. It's 1 chakra per day. On Sundays, we start off in the root chakra of I am, and then we move up into the sacral chakra, I feel, then into the heart chakra of I love. Then on Thursdays, we move into, skipped one. Tuesday is solar plexus chakra, I do. Then heart chakra on Wednesday, I love. Thursday is I speak through the throat chakra. Friday is I see. And on Saturdays, I know and understand. And yesterday, I knew and I understood that I did not want to go live because we had so many programs yesterday. We did 3 programs yesterday, and I only got a 20-minute nap. And so we're just going to go back to pay it forward. Last week was week 44 in the year. The theme was Thankful Hearts. And the crown chakra is all about unity and spirit. And the theme of yesterday was divine gratitude. And so here are the questions from yesterday to help you reflect on your crown, what you know and you understand about your life. Question number 1, how does gratitude connect me to something greater than myself? How does gratitude connect me to something greater than myself? When do I feel most in harmony with the flow of love? When do you feel most in harmony with the flow of love? What spiritual practices help you to remain thankful in all circumstances? What spiritual practices help me remain thankful in all circumstances? Question 4, how can I honor life itself as a sacred gift? How can you honor life itself as a sacred gift? What moments remind me that gratitude is prayer in action? What moments remind us that gratitude is prayer in action? How do you experience divine presence through people and nature? How do I experience divine presence through people and nature? What does universal love feel like in my body and heart? What does universal love feel like in your body and heart? How can I bless the world simply by being grateful? How can you bless the world simply by being grateful? What legacy of love and appreciation do you wish to leave behind? What legacy of love and appreciation do you wish to leave behind? And the last question from yesterday is, how does gratitude reveal my oneness with all creation? How does gratitude reveal my oneness with all creation? So those are the crown chakra unity and spirit questions from last week. And now I'll turn it over to Tara to take us forward into week 45.
I can't believe it, y'all. Y'all, you know how many weeks are left in the year? Do y'all know there's only 52 weeks in a year? Do you know that means there's seven left? Hello, Angela Pangela, we love you. You are loved and lovable. So are you, Loretta. I don't know if I said that to you, but we are happy that you are here. There are only 7 weeks, which also means that there are only 6 weeks until Christmas, and I think 3 weeks until, like 3.5 weeks until the holiday that we don't celebrate, Thanksgiving. Wow. Also, shout out to Angela right before I got on here. Angela has merch for sale because the Steelers won today. So if you're interested in some baskets with Steelers stuff, then contact Angie, Angie Peoples on Facebook. And you can also grab her in our WhatsApp community. Okay, so week 45, I believe that we are transitioning out of the last cycle. And this is the 4-week cycle of love's eternal impact. One more time, love's eternal impact. And this week's theme is eternal love, love that transcends time. So as Dr. Flo said, he gave you the rundown of going from the root to the crown. So we are back in the root, and the affirmation is I am. If you want to, Angie says she will have Bluey too. Those of you that are parentals in the room, mayhaps you would like Bluey. I could not get through an episode of Bluey, full transparency. So like my kid doesn't watch Bluey yet, but maybe it'll come up when my kiddo gets a little bit older. Anywho, the affirmation for today and the mantra for today from House of Mami Wata is I am. If you'd like to comment what you are, like Loretta said earlier, I am happy to be here. That is an I am statement. You can do so wherever you are listening from and watching at, or you can come to the clubhouse rooms or come in the WhatsApp community. So today's theme is grounding in timeless love. And this is just making me think of the Help, Beauty and the Beast, the Rose and Beauty and the Beast. It's just that's what eternal love is making, a timeless love, right? And then it comes back together at the end, and we have timeless love. Okay, I'm moving on. I'll read the first 5. And maybe choose one to answer. If none of them light me up, then I'll throw it to Dr. Flo and he might answer some. And you guys are welcome to answer any of them in the comments since you are here live with us. And those of you listening back later, feel free to do the same. Number 1, What does eternal love mean to me on a practical, everyday level? What does eternal love mean to me on a practical, everyday level? How do I know I am safe to give and receive love freely? Sorry, y'all, I had to burp. I had to do it one more time. How do I know I am safe to give and receive love freely? Where in my life do I still fear losing love or stability? Where in my life do I still fear losing love or stability? Oh, that one just like sucker punched me right in the heart / the BOOB. I don't know if I can say that on these platforms. Anyway, which daily habits help me feel anchored in love? Which daily habits help me feel anchored in love? My soul's been anchored in the Lord. And lastly, for my questions, how has love sustained me through past challenges? How has love sustained me through past challenges? I'll say to the last one that I think love is all around us, and I think it probably sustained you through any challenge that you have had in your life, even if you did not recognize that it was there. It was love. It was joy. It was peace. It was asking to be present. I'll go back to this one. Where in my life do I still fear losing love or stability? And I was like, oh, I don't think that applies to me. I have stability. And I do have stability in the four walls that I'm in my family, and those type of things. But really, where in my life do I still fear losing love or stability? Online. Like, I feel like at any time I could be attacked by strangers or thrown out by people that I know. Like, and by that, I mean like the people that aren't prepared for the radicalization. They're not prepared for me to be blackity black. They're not prepared for me to be biracial. They're not prepared for me to not be white, or they're not prepared for me to be white, in a space. Or just something happens where we no longer align in the dreams of going forward. And so, like, where do I still fear losing love or stability? Definitely in the online space. And I think that has a lot to do with like the visibility of it all, right? And the want to be seen, because it's like, if I am fearing losing that all the time, like even last week, my threads was going wackadoo. And sorry if you can hear my kid. I think I have noise cancellation on, but last week my threads went super viral. Like, I have, I think, 27.3 million views on my threads in the past week. And I told Flo, I said, it's going to go back down. And it did go back down. I didn't really lose anything. I didn't really gain anything, but that was still a moment of like, ooh, that's a lot of people. I could lose some of this stability online. And how would that make me feel to come to terms with, once again, being less seen without these vanity metrics, right? And I see Dr. Flo put another one in the chat. Dr. Flo, do you have any feedback? And then I see your question that you are choosing. I will yield to you.
Yeah, very similar answer to the last question on the screen. Where in my life do I still fear losing love and stability? I'm out here telling people that they're loved and lovable, that they can overcome the propaganda of unworthiness, that there's nothing in their life that they can't do or be or have if they just put proper time, talent, and treasure behind their beliefs and their dreams. And some of these people want to throw tomatoes at your boy. They don't like me approaching Sunday, November the 2nd as a hopeful human being, and losing the support or feeling like people in retaliation of your joy will pull the rug from under you is a very real thing. If you've ever been the most happy person in a workplace, if you've ever said amongst a group of complaining people, I think it actually might work out, they will turn on you. who does this person think they are? Why are they so hopeful? They're ignoring my sadness, they're ignoring my pain. And so I've been scared for decades of becoming big in the world and becoming larger at times, because what if the group that I'm with, what if the people who were my friends, what if they reject me for wanting more within my life? And I'm gonna tell you, I have lost so many friend groups and so many people over the years while trying to do better for myself. And we talk about this in peer support almost daily. When you are growing in your life, your vibe's going to change. When you're growing in your life, your attraction factor is going to change. The people who are walking with you through life right now may not be the people that go with you to your personal promised land. And it is painful to say, that's old, I'm new, goodbye. Because change, which is the only thing that's constant in the universe, is one of the things that humans are most scared of. And where in my life do I fear losing love and stability? In every area that is actively changing. My physical environment, my internal state, it can be very destabilizing to see your life moving towards change and to see yourself growing. And then you're like, oh my goodness, my resonant energy and my aura is going to bounce off of these people, Loretta. I mean, listen, it's like sonar. Your sound, your aura, your energy, your purpose, your destiny, your desires, they go out and they bounce off of the energies of other people. And sometimes it comes back as, it's like, oh my goodness, you're confronting my need to change with you changing in front of me. And as the real ones say, it's shaking the table, Loretta. It's shaking the table. And it's like, oh my God, but this is good. Like, I can step into my bright, joyous, and secure future if I change and go with it. And I'm going to have to ignore some people and ignore some vibes and ignore some discouraging things. And I'm gonna have to ignore my own self-doubt to go with what is my highest good. And that's scary. Now, and I'm not pretending anymore as a spiritual leader or as an activator of people's dreams and a life coach and mentor and clarity coach that I'm not. I told one of my mastermind friends and one of my mentors last week, I said, my knees knock too. Just because we're out here with the soaring through the universe on the screen down below, we got all of the logos. Thank you to the sponsors and the donors for keeping the lights on with this, thank you for contributing and coming to programs, and thank you for being amazing. It's because of you that we're actually able to manifest all of this magic. And I don't have to choose. I don't have to choose between food or, stability versus keeping all of this moving. I'm very, very grateful for you all. So yeah, that's that on that. If I've not lost my train of thought. So, what daily habits help me feel anchored in love? One of them is the daily affirmations that we do over on TikTok. And before I end up coming into TikTok with daily affirmations, I'm usually in the shower. And some of you know that I'm same gender loving. But I'm usually in the shower with a lady every morning. A dead old alleged white lady called, it's not Tara. It is Louise Hay. And if you have not looked up Louise Hay yet, she is an ancestor now. She is a person who really taught me about the power of mirror work and positive affirmations. And if you Google or YouTube Louise Hay morning affirmations, they're about 30-minute videos. And she says, good morning. Today is going to be a great day if you think so. And then she takes you through the affirmations, and she basically deprograms you out of all of the negative vibrations that we could have, all the stinking thinking and the things that could really set our days off into a negative spin. She disrobes you from all of those things, and she puts positivity on the table. And I love it. I really do. And I do that before affirmations with the community in our morning assembly. And then I show up to peer support and Love and Action Network. You know, a community that wants to care about our roses, the good things that are happening in our lives, our thorns, the shitty things that are happening that we do not prefer, we do not like, and that can really distract us from getting what we want out of life. People who are coming intentionally to hear other people's needs, because a lot of people go through their entire day feeling isolated and neglected because, like, what about me? What about my needs? Well, we don't know because you don't show up, and we don't know because you're not telling anybody. So, you know, but we have a container there where people hear my needs and take on my needs, and they take them seriously. And then they're also able to air their own. It's very non-clinical, but therapeutic in its nature of listening and venting. And then there's also seeds that we talk about. Like, what are you doing in your zip code to try to make the world a better place? And how can we support that? And how can we show up for you in those ways? And so those are some daily habits that help me feel anchored in love. I'm really grateful in my life after many years of suicidal ideation and painful relationships to life. And painful positioning in my mental to life. I'm grateful now to be able to put my feet on the floor every day and to look forward to being not only supportive of people, but also supported. No one is alone, and we create the containers within our network to help people feel anchored in that love. How do you anchor yourself daily? Because, you know, the news cycle has not stopped for you. The bills have not stopped for you. The needs of your family have not stopped. So what are you doing to keep yourself from getting blown away into the sea?
Your whole share, I was thinking of Loretta's, well, damn. I feel like Loretta would have said it again. Well, damn. Loretta, we love you so much. You've given us like probably two of the best quotes in Love and Action Network, which is wow and well, damn. Anyway, I am definitely, I'm the Joy is the Revolution girly on the internet. And so most days I do try to look for the good. I look for the joy, right? I do join in most of the things that Dr. Flo said. I don't listen to Louise near as often as I should or could, because we don't shit on ourselves in the network. But I do go to affirmations as often as I can. I do show up in peer support as often as I can. And those of you that are watching now know that we have a 7 p.m. room this evening. As long as you have changed your time clock devices, your clock devices. So I do that, but I'm also looking for anything positive. So even if something negative happens, right? Even if something goes wrong in my day, I look for what the positivity was out of that, right? And that helps me find my grounding, and I feel most loved in my grounding. It's when I come out of that grounded spot that I feel less loved and less lovable, you know?
I do know. It's very easy for the storms and wind of life to blow you off center. In fact, if you know anything about nautical life or about aviation, it only takes 1 degree of a turn to, in time, land you in a completely different zone. I don't know if that sound is.
I don't hear sound.
Oh, maybe it's the ancestors. And so, yeah, if you're heading somewhere and the wind of life starts to blow in your personal relationships, or if it starts to blow in your mental, because everything comes from the inside. The call is coming from inside the house, girl. The call is coming from inside the house. It's not the enemy outside. It's the inner me that's tormenting me most of the time, and then that's reflected onto other people. If you allow, and it is allowance, if you allow the winds of life to blow you 1 degree, I'm talking like a little turn off of your intentional path, over time, that 1 degree will turn into you being in a completely different place than where you intended to go. And so it's important, and you'll see this in planes. I used to be a former flight attendant. Planes are constantly course correcting for the wind. It's like as they get 1 degree off, they then go back on course, and then they'll get blown 1 degree this direction, and they'll go right back on course, and then 1 degree this way, and it's always recalibrating in your anchor in order to be okay in the end with where you want to go with your life. And it's not, we don't blame, pilots and airlines, they don't blame the wind. They don't take you to Nebraska because the wind blew them off course to Chicago. You don't end up in New York because you don't get off the plane in New York and like, why am I in New York? I thought I was going to Chicago. The wind blew us. It just blew us. And so
the wind clearly blew. You remember that TikTok story of those women who were trying to go to France and they ended up in Tunis?
Once again, that's because they were not clear. Tunis.
You bringing up planes. I saw this thread today that was like, the 2 worst airports in the U.S. are Minneapolis and Denver. And I was like, Denver, yes. Denver's not. She's not great. MSP, though, has been voted number 1. Anyway.
You feel that way. I have flown many times into MSP and into Denver, and you know what creeps me out about the Denver airport? It's not the airport itself, and they've done a lot of work over the years. There's a creepy horse that is in front of the Denver airport. And it's a creepy horse it's a big, large horse statue or structure, and it has glowing red eyes. Look it up. And if you are coming into the airport to fly out, like I did many times, I flew in and out of Denver a lot as a flight attendant. I had friends there as well in Colorado and Wyoming. So I would go and visit them. And if you're coming in on the right angle and you see that horse, did you look it up? Creepy as hell.
It has a name. Its name is Lucifer.
Right, because the eyes glow like Satan. It is weird. Very, very weird. Fucking weird. Yeah. So, anyway, it could be Lucifer. That's the reason why they have bad karma at that airport. And shout out to all of the air traffic controllers who are keeping the planes in the air and keeping everyone safe, even though they're not being paid right now. Federal employees are in their 5th week. We have a local friend here who is being stiffed by the government, who has money and just refuses to release it. 5 weeks now, the federal employees have been out of money. They're still doing the work, but they're not being paid for it. And some are saying they won't get paid until 2026. We have to do better for them. And once again, shout out to all of the air traffic controllers that are keeping it in the air. Let's go forward with today's root chakra questions. Once again, all about foundation and security, grounding ourselves in timeless love. Here are questions 6 through 10. What people or places remind me that love endures? What people or places remind me that love endures? How can I root my sense of belonging deeper into the present moment? How can I root my sense of belonging deeper into the present moment? In what ways has ancestral love shaped my sense of safety? Wow. In what ways has ancestral love shaped my sense of safety? How can I bring gratitude into my physical environment today? How can I bring gratitude into my physical environment today? And the last question to ponder is, what physical actions help me embody steadiness and peace? What physical actions help me embody steadiness and peace? I'll take a stab at one of those.
What was the last one? Breathing. Like, I don't know that any long explanation needs to be had, but I do talk about this a lot. I talked about it yesterday in the family reunion. I talk about breath really any chance that I get of really, truly like getting into your hips when you breathe, and grounding from there. That brings me a lot of steadiness and a lot of peace. When I get overwhelmed, it's like I need to close down all the things, stand up, and breathe into my tootsies. Okay?
Where are they? Are they above the waist or are they below the waist?
My tootsies?
Yes.
They're my toes.
Oh, tootsies, yeah, not bazoombas.
No, not bazoombas. Not bazoombas. All the way down.
Earlier, you were trying to figure out like an appropriate word for the internet for your bazoombas.
I know. I said it earlier too. I was like BOOB.
BYOB.
Right. We are a Bring Your Own Belief organization. And I think combined with the breathing is the stretching. So while I don't participate in yoga, I don't participate in like that type of stretching, I do stretch during every lesson that I teach, right? Like every lesson we stretch and every lesson we breathe. And so that is something that I incorporate every single day into my life, of things that just allow me, you just saw me do it. Take a nice deep breath and settle into myself whenever I'm nervous, whenever I am overwhelmed, whenever I am literally out of breath, whenever my child tries to jump down the stairs. You guys saw it earlier. What was happening in my household was I was literally, those of you in peer support know that I need a breath a lot. In my household, there's always a lot of things going on, in particular when my husband is home, and I just needed a minute for myself. And so I said, hey, can you guys go get the carrots and the celery? Picked them out. But what was happening was all of this hullabaloo that y'all couldn't see. And I just took a deep breath and focused back in on this, because there's nothing I can do about that. There's nothing I can do about that. But what I can do is give myself steadiness and myself peace within myself, which is exactly what Dr. Flo was talking about. We spend so much time concentrating on what other people are going to think of us, or what other people have perspective on, or what
other people are doing.
Right. What other people are doing. Like, are they eating? Are they not eating? Are they shitting? Are they not shitting? Are they, what is Tara doing right at this minute? Or like when sometimes Flo will like actually take a break, and it's like, where's Flo? And I'm like, I wonder if Flo is sleeping, or I wonder, like, it doesn't matter what Flo is doing. like he can tell me if he wants to.
Hopefully breathing.
Otherwise, there's protocols that I have to put in place.
There is. You go to section 79 and run the play.
Right. Like I have things to do once I learn that Flo is no longer breathing. It's my responsibility. Yes. I have full understanding of that. But anyway, and it's fair. Like, it's such an interesting thing, because you're like, well, I want to care about those close to me, but at the same time, like, that can drive you nuts. It can drive you banana pancakes in your brain, because crazy people make us crazy, and we all are crazy. Okay. So for me, it's the breathing, it's the stretching, it's the coming back to the center of all of that. What about you?
I love that. Hydration, man. This episode is sponsored. Well, not yet, but soon. Right now, it's sponsored by all of viewers like you, people like Loretta, Angie, Tara, Poppy, Tarsha, Dolly, Nisi and beyond. Thank y'all so much for helping me purchase things like this Mio. It's Mio Unwind. It's magnesium and B vitamins. I squirt it into the bottles of water, and it's very calming. It's even kind of taken the edge off of my life in the middle of this podcast, which is great because I came in here very, very wound tight because I'm working on developing some new programs and changing some protocols of the programs.
I was going to say it's also because you're not wearing your Justin Jefferson shirt, so he's not giving you any calm.
As if being clobbered on a field of AstroTurf is calming.
He won the game today. Don't.
Oh, I'm happy for you. Skull
Vikings. We beat the Great Lions.
Child, I was on a gridiron of my own making and trying to cook these acting classes and these accountability programs and trying to win my own game. What's up?
I said I saw you on TikTok before I had to run my own game. I'm excited about what we talked about this morning in the room. But anyway, I'll let you carry on. My bad, I interrupted.
Life is good. It's all love here. I wonder how many people are committing acts of. I had to be very careful because we're on these public platforms and they just need a reason to take me out. I wonder how many low vibrational things happen because people are not hydrated and properly nourished. We have a loving treatment that we do daily in peer support program where we talk about lovingly, I love myself, therefore I give it nourishing foods and beverages. And I have found over the last 2 or 3 weeks of giving myself nourishing foods and beverages that my brain is starting to function in ways that are therapeutically supportive to me. And so my physical action that's helping me embody steadiness and peace right now is drinking my water and minding my motherfucking business. It really is serving me. I'm also walking a lot. I'm doing my 10,000 steps as I coach and peer support and show up in that listening and speaking and venting practice. If you don't have strong people around you who want to listen to you vent and then not just say, oh, get rid of everybody, off with their head kind of vibes. Like the venting that we do intentionally in peer support program, which happens twice daily, 11 a.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Eastern, 7 days a week. We are in there to hear each other's grievances about life, but then to give hopeful feedback to help each other grow in positive ways. It's not just commiseration or a complaint factory. We're not Complaint in Action Network. Although it has been that way at times. We are Love and Action Network, and being around people that you can vent with while taking your steps and taking your actions, your physical actions of walking, they say that if you get your heart rate up 15 to 30 minutes a day through taking a walk or something like that, it can really help you tap into positive mental health. And so those are my two. The hydration, I'm practically a fountain now. I peed right before I came onto set today, and I've got to go again, so we're going to be out of here soon.
I really think you may need to get a home pregnancy test to just double check that.
Tara and everybody wants me to have Mormon babies. That's an inside joke, and y'all can do it. Loretta says over on YouTube, even though I'm not a fan of football, the Bears won too.
Listen, I would rather the Bears be above the Lions and the Packers at this point. So I am proud of your Bears, Loretta, because they have been last in the NFC North for numerous years. And I actually think they might be second now. So, because the Packers lost today too.
The Packers lost today?
Yeah, the Panthers.
You can't stand the Packers, right?
Huh?
You can't stand the Packers.
The Packers are Wisconsin. We don't like them. Aaron Rodgers played for them. That's why I don't like the Steelers, Angela. I don't like Aaron Rodgers, and it's a big debate whether I like the Aaron or the Packers less. Anyway, yeah.
It's so funny. I'm going to give a shout out to one of your ancestors. I was deeply moved last night during our Hallmark movie. I did actually shed a tear. This is Tara's trigger warning, Tara. this is Tara's first holiday season without our dearest, beloved Grandma Dolores. And while I got so close to meeting this lady in this life, but was so far, so close yet so far, her love and the way that Tara expresses love about this lady transcends time, transcends space. And when the question came forward, what people or places remind me that love endures, it's Grandma Dolores that comes to mind. You know, the idea that I didn't know her personally, but then I saw the picture on Facebook, and I'm like, yo, like, I did not know her, I did not meet her, and yet I can feel that her love endures. Did you want to talk a little bit today about your feelings? I know Feelings Day is Monday typically, but did you want to talk a little bit about the enduring love of Grandma Dolores and what she left behind for you? I know that she used to text you about certain Hallmark movies and ask you if you were watching and things like that. And this is your first season with her being differently positioned in the universe.
Yeah. Wholeness, Angie, awesome. And also Angie says not liking the Steelers doesn't faze me. I can care less about football, but I will make money off of them. We know that's right, Angela. Listen, y'all, I am so, and this is law of attraction, but I am so lucky that I got to grow up with blood relatives who actually spread love. Like, in that question, what I think about, like, people that I think about are my Grandma Dolores that Chloe was just talking about, and then someone that none of y'all have probably ever heard me talk about. There's two people. I've talked about Uncle Lonnie, who was my grandma's son, who died before her. And then there was my Auntie Hazel, my dad's brother, or my dad's sister. And Auntie Hazel, I loved Auntie Hazel. I loved her so much. And she also passed on quite a number of years ago. And they love in such a special way. And my grandma was one of those people that, like, it wasn't like gooey gushy love. It wasn't affirmations. It wasn't like come to you and tell you that she loved you. And it wasn't like every time I talked to her, she'd tell me that she loved me. It was just like, it was in the little, like, you'd go into her house and sometimes she wouldn't hear you, but she would always give you a hug. And she did the two kisses on one cheek. She'd go, and give you, like, just the biggest hug. And she would always, she'd always just, like, whisper in your ear. She'd either say, like, I'm so proud of you, or I love you, or, you know, something like that. Like, she was always whispering whenever you entered her house. And the way my grandma showed her love the most was cooking. Grandma cooked like nobody's business, and that's why I got the cast irons when she passed on. She made goulash, which is something that many of y'all know that I make quite a bit. It's one of my husband's favorite dishes that I make. I make Swedish meatballs. That's a recipe from her. We do at Christmas time, which we're talking about, we did Swedish coffee ring, which I have to learn. And then my grandma would give us every single Christmas state fair tickets and canned goods like tomatoes, green beans, jellies, you name it, all picked from her garden. So I learned all of that love from my mom and my grandma, which, you know, passes down that way. But our routine for the holidays was like Hallmark for years has been doing new movies on at least Saturday nights. And I think this year they're doing like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I think they did that last year, but I would message her at the beginning of the week and I'd say, Grandma, are we going to watch this weekend? And she'd go, yeah. And then she'd either come and ask me if I watched, or she would say, I fell asleep. When's it on again? In Facebook Messenger. And just, it was just like, I don't know, it's our thing, you know? Just like I had little things with my grandpa. You know, we had lifetime, not lifetime, lifesaver mints. That was a thing for my grandpa. And I will say that again, like I am so lucky to be a person that looks for the signs of their love coming back. Like the other day, I was sitting in peer support and the cardinal, who's never here this late in the year, just randomly in the tree, like full view, not hiding, just like, hey, how are you? Hey girl, I'm here. And that's grandma, you know? Or my grandpa came back, gave some older dude at when I was working at Starbucks, gave me a lifesaver mint. He only ever gave it to me one time. The turkeys show up here often. That's my grandpa, you know? And so I just see those pop up, and I know, like last night's movie, like grandma would have loved that movie. Grandma would have loved Christmas on Duty. She would have loved the the funny dad, like
the funny dad, the dad drama, the snowball fight.
Yeah, she just would have loved it. And we both love Christmas at Evergreen. So I will be watching that this year, whether other people join me or not. But that is definitely one. And there's one more that I can't remember that she loved, but I'm sure I'll see it and be like, that's the one. She loved anything with singing. She loved listening to CDs that I was on, like my choir CDs. She loved my friends' music. She always asked about Dr. Flo and like, is Dr. Flo going to be on Winterludes? Like, she was always like, how are your students? How's the music? Like, she was just, the holidays were the time, you know? And it was just always really warm. So that's a little bit about grandma.
My answer is my good Judy from college. It's been like 20 years since I was in college. And she left here probably about almost 6 or 7 years ago. My dear friend, Jen. I miss her dearly. Dearly. There were two things I could count on her for. Her asking me about my holiday shows and telling me how many coupons she clipped for savings for the holidays. And when I saw her last, when she visited me in New York City, same vibes. It had been many years since Lee University, and she was very excited about coupons and how much she was saving at the store, and also about my path to Broadway in New York City. And she really wanted me to win my race. And she is a person that reminds me that love endures, because on the days when I get really, really sad, and when I start doubting myself and where I'm going and what I want to do, I remember the way that she would light up at the end of the Lee University Ped Mall. And instantly, when seeing me, she would light up and start running like one of those movies, one of those romantic movies where the people just slow run to each other and embrace. Like, she really lit up like a Christmas tree every time I walked into the dining hall, the Ped Mall, the performance venue on campus. Like, she really lit up, and her excitement about me was not attached to anything that I could do for her or give to her or anything like that. She liked and loved me. And you will find these people in life. And she reminds me that love endures. And we're surrounded by these people in Love in Action Network as well. People who just want you to be encouraged, equipped, and empowered for your growth. You know, we talked yesterday in peer support about how one of our kinks here in the network is watching each other grow. The fact that Tara's not the same person that she was years ago, Loretta, Angie, the list goes on and on. Like no one is the same. You know, everyone is doing their own 1% better every day growth journey, but people are changing, and they're changing for the better. And we're seeing radical transformation come through the network. And that's super special. Super, super special. Any closing thoughts today?
I just think my husband's coming in the door, y'all, so just be prepared. I think that love endures when we let it, and growth occurs when we let it. And Dr. Flo has been bringing the "let them" theory by Mel Robbins into the group, and we also need to let love. Right? We're not very prescriptive in this network anymore, but one of the things that will truly help everyone is to let a little more love, a little bit deeper every day, right? Dr. Flo said, I'm not the same as I was, years ago, but I'm also not the same as I was 2 days ago, right? And I just like, some of our peer support rooms get long. Some of you know that. But at the same time, if you can stick it out until the end, it makes such a difference, right? Because Friday I had to leave, and we were actually in a conversation where I was uppity. I did not like what Dr. Flo was saying. I did not like what he was saying to me. And I was like, I don't even know like how I can be in gratitude. I don't even know how I can be in joy. I don't even know, like, I don't know how to receive the love, because it's all love. Everything is love or a call for love, right? And so like, I didn't get to join, they were done by the time I got out of the lesson, because it was a longer lesson. And I think it was not, I don't think there were many people in the room that day, which is fine, y'all. But I was just like, oh my God, I can't get out of this because I didn't end in gratitude. I didn't lift out of it. And I sort of had to do the exercise by myself. So I will just say, let love, right? And let it fester for a few days if you need to, give the space to figure out if something was love or not love or somewhere in between, give yourself that space and give yourself the time to enjoy the enduring love that is all around you.
To steep in the divine brine of love, just to sit in it and see how it can radically change you from the inside out. We also say a lot in our network that a love revival is trying to break out in the hearts of every human on the planet, and we're the only ones standing in its way. So let love is a great closing for us. Thank you for watching tonight. Thank you to all of our donors and sponsors who keep it all moving. Without your support and your donations, I would have to choose between the food or the programs or the toiletries, so your contributions through Cash App and Venmo and PayPal and things like that, and just coming to the programs with your time, talent, and treasure, it is making a difference for what we're building here together. And I am extending infinite gratitude to everybody who tunes in, everybody who watches over on Substack, X, Facebook, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, like you name it. Like your participation and your sponsorship of this is putting the love in action, and we are super grateful, especially right now. You have to come to peer support to hear about what's going on right now, but it's never been a greater time to support, and we really appreciate that. And on behalf of Terra Paolo Studio, Poppy Water 33, one of our main producers here, and myself, Ask Dr. Flo, on all platforms, we invite you as always to stay in your power, to stay in your joy, and to remain loved and lovable. And if you need any support, encouragement, equipment, and empowerment, you can reach out to us through our websites or our personal profiles online, and we will point you in the right direction towards love. So take it like in Wizard of Oz. Where's the love, Dr. Flo? That way.